Hello, Boils and Ghouls. It's your host with the most, Benjamin Dutil, coming to you back with another episode of the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. Today, I am sitting down with Joe Falcone, who is a local to us in Philadelphia. So that this hits home to me because, from what I understand, this movie was filmed in Jim Thorps, Pennsylvania, and I want to go see this town. I really do. It's only an hour and a half away from me, and I want to check it out so bad. And because it's one of my hobbies, I go to film locations to check things out, et cetera, et cetera. So knowing this is close to home, it's definitely on my list. So for the talking to Joe Falcone, who plays Chuck, and Stephen Cognetti's 825 Forest Road, or 825 Forest Road, however you want to pronounce it. So for those who have not seen this movie yet, because it was just recently released on Shudder, um, it's basically about after a family tragedy, Chuck, played by our awesome Joe Falcone here, Chuck Wilson hopes to start a new life in Ashland Falls with his wife Maria and little sister Isabelle. But he quickly discovers the town has a dark secret. From the director who brought you Hill House LLC franchise brings us a different type of haunted house story, and hopefully our wonderful guests can tell us a lot more about today. So please give a warm welcome to Joe. How are you doing?
Good, man. Thanks so much for having me. And yes,
Pleasure is
you
all
you
mine.
have to you have to visit Jim Thorpe. It's a great little town.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it's like an old Victorian town, which I absolutely love because I'm originally from Pine Hill, New Jersey. Pine Hill digs up the old Victorian sections where I grew up in. So this movie hit really close home for me, and this is why I'm excited to sit down and talk to you today because in a few weeks I'm going to be talking to a few of the actors from the show from the movie as well to get their points of view. So, but I'm glad I got you first because you are the male lead, and I need to shut the hell up because I talk too much. So.
This is your podcast. You're supposed to talk, right?
It's all about you. It's all about you and your role in the
Whatever.
film. So, everyone, please give a warm welcome to Joe. So, if you could, sir, please tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from.
Yeah, I'm just a kid. I'm not a kid anymore, but I am from South Philly. I've been acting since I was a kid, and something that brought me a lot of joy and got me out of my shell as a quieter kid. Yeah, and I was lucky enough to do this movie with Stephen and this great cast. And I'm glad that people are enjoying it, for the most part, right?
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I said, it's exactly what I expected from the director of Hell House, because this he kind of broke away from the found footage subgenre and moved more into, more like a first perspective POV kind of thing going on. Not found footage, but you know what I mean. Breaking away from his usual MO and getting to know about more about haunted houses besides the Abaddon Hotel. Um,
Yeah.
so your character Chuck is the male lead. So what can you tell us about your character in this movie?
Kind of a dick, honestly, right? Like, bit of a jerk, doesn't really listen to his wife. I'm not selling him well, but I think that he means well and he wants to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think he sees the world like very black and white. And so that leads to, I won't spoil the movie for anyone, but yeah, there's consequences to that. But that made it fun for me because I had to say things that I personally would never say. Like there's a line about like, you're taking your that therapy is like for only for quacks or something crazy like that, which I'm in therapy. I would never actually say that. So it was a fun little challenge.
Okay. So like I said, I watched the movie for the first time yesterday, and the jump scares, holy shit, man. I mean, predominantly it's dealing with trauma and about loss and family dynamics, of course. Um, can you touch up on the relationship of the film between, especially between you and your sister, Isabelle?
Yeah, I feel like it's a huge part of the film is this mental health stuff, um, and Chuck and Isabel and what they're going through. Um, but yeah, when I first read the script, it did like hit me personally as a inside my own mental health struggles, right? Um, I feel like a lot of horror movies kind of try to dive into that stuff, but yeah, I felt an immediate connection to this character. Um, so that kind of made it easier to tap into something I could use, you know. I don't know
So
if
were
I
there
answered
any?
your question.
No,
I don't
no, it's
know.
good. I mean, I guess there's not really the right answer to that question. I don't look for right answers. I just look for answers. So,
That's
so
very wise. Yeah.
there's no wrong or right answer when it comes to these questions. I mean, just tell it how it is and what you see, what you can say. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'll take it. I mean,
Great. Great.
so the scene. Well, okay, the film location is in a house. What was it? Was it challenging to be? What was like an open set? Was it closed set? Was it dressed for the scenes? I have to know. I mean,
I don't really know what the terms are to describe it, but it was, yeah, it was like an Airbnb, I think that they had. I'm not even sure about that, but it was all in one house. All the scenes are in, well, most of the scenes are in that one house. And I lived actually a few blocks down the road, so it was like a 10-minute walk to set through this like beautiful neighborhood. Um, but I didn't answer your question again.
okay. Were there any struggles, like any challenges filming in a small house like that or an Airbnb?
I'm sure there were a ton of challenges for the crew because it's like a pretty, it's a reasonable sized house, right? It's not huge, but for me, no, I don't think there were any spatial challenges. No, it felt like it actually felt cool because it was like it's a normal house, you know. It's not like you're not on stage. There's no like, I mean, there's props, but it's like you're in the real house, you know. It's cool.
Okay, so the director is his familiarity with jump scares in this, and not with only this movie, but like Hell House, um, is put to great use in this movie and does an excellent job of delivering its scares. So, do you have any favorite jump scare scenes in this movie?
To be totally honest, I haven't watched the movie yet.
Really?
I'm very self-critical and I'm afraid that I'll just beat myself up for an hour and 40 minutes. So maybe in a few
Uh,
months, you know, I'll
well,
give it a
the ending
shot.
for me, the ending in the movie, Jesus Christ, man, that's what did it for me. I mean, I'm sitting okay. I'm gonna this is good. My boss might hear this. I was watching the movie at my work yesterday on my phone. So I got bored yesterday, man. I was like, I got to do something to kill time. So
Everyone does it.
it's finally released on Shutter, and I was like, dude, I gotta watch this. So I said I watched on my tiny little freaking Samsung, Android, and I'm started watching it. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. Jump scare, jump scare. So far, in love with this movie, and it just the more it progresses, the better it got. So, and that's what I loved about the movie. I mean, I wasn't bored. I could not avert my eyes at any time in this movie. So, because I wanted to see what was going to happen next, and those are the kind of movies I love to watch. I was not bored, and my eyes were glued the entire time. So, so
That's great to hear.
good kudos for you, man. I mean, you had the most challenging role, in my opinion, to me, being the male lead. So
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, the shit you had to go through, like
Well,
if you see it from your perspective, I mean, you're not the only ones affected. Your sister's affected. Oh, what's her name? Elizabeth
um,
Vermilyea. I'll be talking to her too next in a couple weeks. She had a big struggle in the film. So, but you're the one there trying to maintain the solidity in the family. So,
true. Yeah, yeah. I feel like Chuck has the least like emotional struggle throughout the film with like Izzy's struggling with suicidal thoughts and his wife is dealing with the bipolar stuff. I feel like Chuck is,
the only sage one, right?
I
So
mean, no, definitely not. But like, I don't know. He's trying to do something. He's trying to be helpful.
you're trying to keep things glued together, and that could be hard as a husband and a brother. I mean, I deal with some wackos, but well, I dealt with some wackos in the army. I mean, I had to keep them together sometimes. I'm falling apart. Um, so what was like filming? I mean, could you walk us through like the routine of like one of the days that you're filming?
Yeah, depending on the scenes, it would be like 7 to 7, 7 in the morning, 7 p.m. Which is great. I mean, you hear like actors like, "Oh, it's 12-hour days," but like it's not actually a 12-hour day for the actor. It's like for the crew, it's a 12-hour day. I mean, there's like lunch and stuff, but for the actors, it's a lot of like waiting around. I'm sure you've heard this a ton of times already,
Yeah.
right? Um, which is a good chance to chat with your fellow actors and make some friends. But yeah, it was the holding room was like right across the street from where we were shooting, so you could just hang out there and then pop back and forth. Yeah, it was super chill.
Nice. So the dynamics on set between you and the other actors is everything was fine, no arguing, no bullshitting around. I mean,
Personally, I had no drama with anyone. Um, yeah, everyone was super friendly in my experience. I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, but yeah, which I'm sure there's other actors who are like have those arguments, but no, there's just good vibes. Yeah.
so the on-screen chemistry between you and the person who plays Isabelle, um, what was that like for you two? Like afterwards, like do you guys like are you guys friends in real life, or did you go into separate ways after the movie was over?
I've seen her maybe once or twice after the movie, but yeah, we're not like friends, but I definitely feel like I feel like you still feel that like sibling connect that energy, you know. But yeah, I think she's actually older than me. I think I'm actually the youngest. I'm the baby of the main trio, which was a weird feeling, but yeah, I mean, her and Elizabeth were both like super, I mean, you've seen the movie, they're super
Yeah.
talented. So I was really just trying to keep up with them for most of the movie. Just like, wow, they're acting so good. How do I how do I get to their level, you know?
Oh, you did. I mean, you acted flawlessly as well, in my opinion. I mean, your character didn't bore me. There are a few other characters in the movie that I was like, okay, do something already. But you, um, watching you getting, trying to understand what your character is doing in the film, along with Isabelle, and Elizabeth. I can't remember. I need to go back and watch the movie again. Jesus Christ, I'm getting names confused here. So anyway, it just seems like y'all performed, phenomenally, and I hope that they make a sequel because the ending left it open for a sequel, in my opinion. I want to.
Not one that includes, well, I've said too much already, but I feel
Yeah,
like
the movie's
it's,
been released, though. I mean, what are spoilers you got? Spill it. I mean,
yeah, I feel like it's pretty obvious what happens to me and Izzy, right? People I've talked to have said like, I don't know what happens to Chuck. I'm like, really? You know, I don't know. What did you think?
well, yeah, we all see him get drugged in the room, but um, it is possible. If you're creative enough, you can come up with so many things. I mean,
Stephen,
I never have an answer for that kind of thing because you don't actually see him die. So
that's true actually, because they're bringing back there's another Dexter series happening. Do you watch that show at all?
I used to. I kind of gave up on it after a while. So yeah.
That's fair. He literally died in the most recent spin-off, and now they're bringing it back. It's called Resurrection. They're but yeah, so there's of course endless possibilities, I guess, if they
So
don't actually
just
see them die.
yeah, exactly. If we didn't see Chuck die, we just see him get drugged in a room and the door closing. That's it. I'm thinking, what's going on behind that door? Did he die or did he escape? What's going? Did he jump out a window? What's going on here? I mean, I would have jumped out a window. Just like
Right.
later, sister, I gotta go.
Right. Maybe he did.
'Cause I don't want to die.
Yeah.
So the movie was filmed in Jim Thorpe, PA. Why would the director choose a town like this because perhaps a little Victorian style, or just it looks cool?
I think, yeah, both. I feel like it's the epitome of like small town. Like it's when you go there, you'd be like, oh, this is a perfect place to shoot a horror movie. Not that it's like spooky, but it just has that vibe, that atmosphere to it. And I'm from the city, so um yeah, it was a totally new. I went into a shop and this woman like talked to me for 20 minutes, got my whole life story. I was like, I'm getting the real small town experience here, you know?
That's like from Pine Hill. Pine Hill is really small, and rumors spread like wildfire. Like even if they're true or not, just
Yeah.
it's like, did y'all hear about Ben getting in a car accident? No, fuckers, I'm still alive. Yeah. When I was living there, there's a lot of rumors spread about me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, so I had to get out of there. Like, I'm gonna go somewhere up north, somewhere it's quieter. But I moved to a smaller town, so
Oh, really? It
Palmyra
backfired.
Palmyra. So put it this way, Palmyra, Riverton, and Riverside all share the same zip code. That's how small they are.
Mm.
So and they all share the same police department. Even they have like their own departments, like city wise. They I guess they share this because Broad Street goes all the way down, like all down all three towns. And I guess Riverton and Palmyra police work together when they pull people over. So I've seen both pull over one car at one time.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's how small this town is. I'm like, I'm trying to keep my nose clean here because who knows what they're saying about me here.
Yeah.
So it's, but it's nice though. I mean, I guess I got really cool neighbors. I'm next to Delaware River. I can go fishing until I want to. I love it here. So it's great. Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. So
You're fine, man.
I love the fact that the film doesn't isolate the haunting to one house. And it's not like the Amityville horror. It's like, okay, let's just sit to one house and keep it, isolated here. You moved the film moved around a lot. You got the your house and the other house you find supposedly A25, and then you get the library and then the small group. It's phenomenal. I love how they did that, how they spread things out and not just kept it in one spot. So it's interesting to see the events unfold through the eyes of each of the main characters, which also did the separate chapters, which I thought was really cool how they added in there. Um, so each, I guess in a sense, each chapter is dedicated to that individual character. So I just wish they had like a chapter for oh my god, the person who plays the ghost, Helen Foster. Um,
Mm.
I wish they had a chapter for her, like an origin story. So I'm hoping that they bring that like a prequel. That'd be fucking awesome. So like they did the Hell House, they had a prequel, and now they had another prequel. Like I want the director to do that because I want to know who Helen Foster is and what happened to her. So, and you're smiling like you know something.
I don't know anything, but Stephen mentioned that if there was a prequel, they would have to go back, right? So I imagine some of the Helen, and that's what I'm most fascinated by too, is like what the hell happened like in the school with the bully and like all that stuff. So yeah, I think that would be a good prequel.
So yeah, Diomira Keane, I guess, is one who plays Helen Foster. I'm gonna be talking to her again. I'm talking to her this month too. I'm looking forward to that as well. I get all
Mm,
sorts of people from this movie. I love it.
yeah,
So
that's great. I didn't get to talk to her. She was in the makeup chair for like 6 hours a day, I think. So, and I had no scenes with her. So,
but the mannequin, Jesus Christ, dude, that mannequin is like the equivalent of the Hell House clown. It just goes everywhere, shows up, and just freaks people out.
yeah,
So was that Diamir playing the mannequin, or is that someone else?
I believe that was someone else. Yeah, but are you like an old video game guy at all?
I am. Well, it depends on the video game. I can date back to the original Nintendo NES if you want to talk old.
Okay, okay,
So
yeah. But I always think of like Silent Hill, like those games when it comes to the mannequins. Like there's always something so creepy about a mannequin.
yeah, because I have a friend who actually went to the Avalon Hotel, and I guess they put that same clown mannequin outside the hotel to scare people away.
Oh,
So if I ever see that clown in real life, I'm taking his fucking head off. Just
you should. You should.
and
It's a
if I
murderer.
see that, And if I see that mannequin in 825, this movie, I'm gonna take the head off too, just because I was it Isabelle who does the online streaming, right? Who's the influencer sister in the movie, your on-screen sister. Because there's a
Yes.
scene there where you see the mannequin's hands moving, and I was like, nope. I had to pause it. Like, this is nightmare fuel. I got to take a minute. So, oh
Yeah, man.
my God. Um, so is there anything else about the film you could add that nobody knows about this movie?
That nobody knows. That's a great question. It's funny because leading up to this, I've had a ton of like little tidbits pop up in my mind that I can't think of right now, of course. But now I'm annoyed that I can't think of them.
I'm sorry.
They'll come up, I think, after the interview.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you another question. If you could flip the script and have your own best case scenario of how your character, the fate, how would you change that? What would you change about that?
Oh, well, I would keep him alive so that I could be in the next movie if there was one. Obviously, right?
So you would have him die. Is there anything else you would change in the movie? Like there's something that you think that could have gone a lot better. No offense, Steve Cognetti, but
Right. Well, if I were rewriting the ending, let's say, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't have so many people die, you know. I feel like I don't know, I feel like Chuck I do feel like he earned some sort of redemption at the end, right? He starts believing his sister and his wife, starts helping them out. Um, yeah, so it's sad to see them die when their relationship is finally like getting somewhere. Does that make sense?
yeah, as things start beginning to mend, all of a sudden, then just okay, that's it.
Right. Which happens in life, you know?
Soon as bridge on the water and the bridge just breaks. That fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, it happens.
So if you could have played any other character in the movie, who would it be and why?
Oh, I would be the ghost, of course. I've played the villain a few times and it's always fun. Every time I told someone I was doing a horror movie, they'd be like, "Are you playing the murderer?" And I would have to sadly be like, "No, I am the guy being haunted." Not that I was sad about that, but there's something really fun about being the bad guy, I think.
What other movies were you the bad guy in?
Um, less so movies, but a couple of plays. I had this one play where I literally got to beat up. I was like a boss and I had to beat up my employees. Got to like smash a guy with a clipboard, like kick people, but it was wild, but super fun. Not sure what that says about me, but it was fun.
Fair enough. I mean, if I could do that to some of my coworkers at work, I'm sorry, people. I mean that wholeheartedly, in the most
Exactly.
sincerest way. I'm not gonna hit you in the head with a clipboard. I promise.
Uh,
Anyway, that's all the questions I have, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show and talking about the movie. And like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I really did. Um, I really hope they come up with a prequel and they have to bring you back as someone else. I mean, I don't know, like Chuck's grandfather or something.
you think I'm that old? Oh, you mean in
No,
the past?
in the past, put a little makeup on, put some gray powder in your hair, walk with a cane or something. I don't know. So,
They already put gray on me for this movie, so
uh,
they could do it again.
so if you okay, since you haven't seen this movie, and I think you should. I mean, it's a really good movie. Even though you might critique yourself so much, pat yourself on the back, man, because you did such a good job. So
Thanks.
I believe you did a great job. Everyone did a good job. I mean, there were moments I had to pause the movie because I was scared a little bit. I mean, and I'm very hard to be scared. So
That's awesome.
overall, it's a good overall. If I could rate this movie, I give it a 9.5 out of 10 because it is that damn good.
Damn.
So
Okay.
it's good. Like I said, Cognetti did a good job bringing that Hell House vibe with this movie. So including the ghost, you got the clown, you got the mannequin, all sorts of weird shit's happening. It's bizarre, but I loved it. I love bizarre. So, yeah. So that's all the time we got. I thank you again for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your career and your future and a prosperous future. So,
Thanks, man. Same to you. Good luck with the podcast. I gotta say, I'm like addicted to watching musicians be interviewed. So I love what you do, and I'm grateful for this.
I appreciate that. Do you have anything exciting coming up you want to talk about real quick? Any projects?
Honestly, not really.
Oh,
No.
damn. That's
But if there's any, indie filmmakers out there that want to collaborate, hit me up on Backstage, you know?
social media, Facebook. I'm telling you, I know a lot of directors that are on Facebook right now.
Yeah, how did you
And
find me, by the way?
IMDb.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got the pro version, so I can email people.
Ah, okay. I don't even have that. I can't that's like a lot of money, right?
Um, I'll tell you the price after this is over. Anyway,
There.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the wonderful, the awesome, the talented Joe Falcone, who plays Chuck in 825 Forest Road, now streaming on Shudder. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. It was nightmare fuel for me and scared the crap out of me. And I'm pretty sure it's going to scare the crap out of you too. It definitely has that Hell House vibe to it. And yeah, thanks again, man. Good luck. And I'll see you on the big screen, man.
All right. Thanks, man.
Counting all the assholes in the room. Well, I'm definitely not alone. Well, I'm not alone. You're a liar, you're a cheater, you're a fool. Well, that's just like me, and I know you too.